Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, directed by Daniel Farrands, starring Mena Suvari, Taryn Manning, and Nick Stahl. The murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman led police to investigate Glenn Rogers, aka the Casanova Killer. Like a lot of people, I find true crime very interesting, and I enjoy watching true crime documentaries. I find them to be fascinating, but I feel like there's a fine line between documenting what has happened in the past and exploiting terrible murders that befell two unfortunate people. The Haunting of Sharon Tate was my #1 worst horror film of 2019, and somehow the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson is even worse, and I can't imagine any film being worse than this film this year. From a technical aspect, this film is absolutely dreadful. Terrible casting, terrible cinematography, and there's some really bad wigs in this film. I couldn't get over how bad the wigs looked. There's also a scene that's ripped straight from the original Nightmare on Elm Street, where Nicole Brown Simpson is being dragged across her ceiling. It's just so flagrant with just ripping off that film. There's also a lot of padding with adding in extra archival footage of the Bronco being chased. Even at the end of the film, which I found really disgusting, was an actual audio clip of Nicole Brown Simpson calling the police as O.J. Simpson is breaking down her door. And then at the very end of the credits, there's a crisis hotline number, which I just found to be really insulting, because the entire film paints Nicole Brown Simpson as if she had it coming, that she's the one that brought this upon herself. And I also have to bring up the fact that they do show the murder in great detail in slow motion. It's really horrifying. It's really disgusting. It was totally unneeded. It's one thing if it's a horror film that's not based on actual people who have been brutally murdered, but when you're actually reenacting these murders, showing these actors who are portraying real people suffering, being murdered in horrific ways, and then add in archival footage of their real dead bodies with crime scene photos and videos of the crime scene, that to me crosses a line. It's one thing to want to talk about something from a true crime perspective, but this feels so exploitative that it just comes across as cheap and trashy. It's worse than a Lifetime movie, and it's so uneven. Most of the film is this really boring drama, and then the last few minutes, we have this absolutely horrible and disgusting murder scene of real people who were murdered brutally. I cannot recommend this film. I think it's a horribly made film from a technical aspect, a storytelling aspect. The acting is awful, as well as the casting, and it's just a trashy film that is exploiting and cashing in on the suffering that these two people had to endure. So for me, this is a skip it. Don't waste your time on this movie. This is so trashy, and it's even worse than The Haunting of Sharon Tate. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys next time.